Good morning everyone and welcome to Suburban Stone Age. Today's video is a quick update on the wall building for my Adobe / cob / dirt fort in my backyard, my DIY fort. And I wanted to go into a little bit more detail about how I wired up the play dome, because it's a little bit of a challenge right now going up the sides, and I wanted to just share some thoughts with you. What you're looking at here is the transition between the mud that's going up the side of the play dome and the wire support underneath that helps give the mud some shape and strength while it's curing. Once it's cured, it's pretty light and pretty dry, and also or it's pretty strong. And also this is a pretty thin layer, so I'm going to build it up a little bit thicker at the end. But my goal for the moment, especially as we get onto these steep sides of the curve, is to get a thin layer on, let it dry, and let it cure. And then I can add additional layers on top of that at a later time, once it's stronger. And that will help to add thermal mass to the building. So all of this is made from scrap wire. When I originally started, I used this large chicken wire because this is what I had, and it's not enough to go up the steep sides. The mud, when it's wet, falls right through and makes it a little bit more difficult to set. So what I ended up doing is using this 1/4 inch, it's got to be 1/4 inch, but it's pretty fine wire cloth, hardware cloth, that I was able to scrounge out of my neighbor's dumpster. He has the best dumpsters, and use that instead, and that seems to be working. So it gives enough of a scaffolding for the mud to cling to while we're going up the sides. Another quick thought too is, you know, as the steep side here, the way I've built the dome, it will actually be supporting some of the mud. So I do need to add some sticks in between the gap here when the mud is wet and heavy, so that it doesn't kind of cave in. My original thought was that the dome would be entirely self-supporting, but I can see now that it's not going to be. It can still take the weight, especially when the mud is dry, but there are going to be, probably from this point up, there's going to be a thin layer of mud that at least partially relies on the dome structure to give it some support. That's okay though, the dome's pretty dang strong and I'm totally okay with it. So those are my thoughts that I'm finding for this quick update on building my little fort here, is that you need the finer mesh the higher you go. The higher you go, the more difficult it is to have the mud support itself. So you start with a thin layer and build it up after it's cured. In between the triangles on the geodesic dome, you'll need an additional bamboo support, and the dome will have to support a little bit of weight. It's not entirely, the Adobe is not entirely self-supporting with this design, so if you were to scale it up or do it different, you'd have to account for that. I'm going to pop in real quick on the inside and show you what I mean close up about the bamboo supports going across, and then that will be it for this video. So this is what I mean. See, it kind of sags. It's cured now, but when it's wet, it really kind of pooches in, and I don't want that. So for future ones, I'm going to use probably even more bamboo pieces, which I just harvested from I've got a stand of bamboo like 6 feet away, so it's perfect for that. Just trim them down and use them as support. All right, there we have it. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for more updates coming soon on this Adobe cob tiny house DIY backyard dirt fort that we're doing. It's coming along and should be hitting a major milestone very soon. So subscribe, hit the like button, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.